When I was in the 7th grade, I didn't play football or act in school productions as one would generally imagine. Instead, I spent my time on the internet, going on long journeys of procrastination, often starting with me looking at something like the Wikipedia page for 19th century nihilism, and 4 hours later end with me watching a video of a man explaining quantum mechanics with ducks. And in these dark corners of the internet, something always caught my eye. An idea so fascinating, so captivating, so brilliant, that it captures the attention of billions of minds around the world every day. Religion. And what I found online were forums, people discussing the tenets, people arguing over this concept, which up till now I had a very vague premonition of. Things only passed down by my family and what I'd heard from other people. And what I found so interesting about these forums is how much of a part it played in the conception of these people's worldview. And oftentimes, I don't think we even realize how much of a role it plays in our own worldviews and how we view the world. And in these forums, people were openly arguing and criticizing people about these beliefs. But my question to you is, has anyone questioned you or asked you about your own religious beliefs? I would hazard to say no. And while as a society we're perfectly content criticizing each other's political views, religion seems completely off the table. Perhaps it's because it's uncomfortable to question such deep-rooted fundamental truths. Or perhaps society has deemed such a subject matter taboo, relegating it to the second page of search results. But today I came here to tell you that we should feel free to be skeptical of what we have learned growing up, and that it can reveal surprising truths that would otherwise be hidden under the rug of dogma and assumption. Now, skepticism is often seen as a counterpoint to religion, and I don't think people can appreciate the power it has to strengthen religious tenets and strengthen religious views. What comes to mind is a role in the old Christian church. It was called the devil's advocate. Now, the role of the devil's advocate was to question people that were seeking to become canonized as saints and to refute their claims. And this was to reveal things such as falsehoods and unsaintly qualities that would generally prevent them from becoming canonized. These people were walking, breathing religious skeptics, and they were called the defenders of faith. I mean, how awesome is that? However, after the position was disbanded in 1983, canonizations increased to a rate of 18 per year on average. Now, to put that into perspective, more people have been canonized in these recent years than the 470 years between 1513, when the role was conceptualized, to 1983, when the role was disbanded. These people had faith that if they weeded out the phonies, it would strengthen the integrity of their religion in the long run. And old measures like these truly show how skepticism can serve to augment religious integrity and the integrity of religious organizations. However, skepticism can also pose as a counterpoint to many aspects of religion that may seem contradictory to our views as an advanced civilization and modern society. Now, Hinduism is a wonderful religion, and it teaches many great things that help you practice spirituality. However, Hindu law condones something called the caste system, which I'm sure some of you have heard of. And what this did was it essentially assigned people roles based on what their occupation was. And what happened to these people is their children eventually incurred the same roles as their parents did. So for a son or a daughter of a servant, they will always be destined to be a servant. And eventually what this allowed for was egregious levels of discrimination, especially towards members of the lower caste. This is a picture of an outcast woman taken in 1943. And these subhuman social conditions and working conditions still haven't changed in many parts of India. And it's in times like these where we have to be skeptical of such laws and think, were they put in place to promote truth and understanding of the universe? Or was it simply a tool to maintain societal structure and ultimately benefit those at the top of the pyramid. If there's one idea I want you to take away from my presentation today, it is the idea of skepticism, that we should feel free to question anything we have been taught growing up, whether that is scientific, cultural, or religious. And by doing this, we can strengthen our faith in religion and believe with even more conviction. Or, conversely, we can reveal some surprising truths about the universe and attain a more nuanced and justified worldview. Thank you.